make it in time. Absolute cracker of a match. The scores are still close. It could still go either way. Good ball. Well, here's a shot now. That must be the winning goal. The opposition will be checking on the added time now, because that's about all they've got left, having lost this late goal.
Well, we shouldn't discount anything the way this game can ebb and flow, but what a time to score. Oh, he's going to be the hero there, isn't he, if his team win this match? What a strike.
Well, it's a 5-goal game, split 3-2.
Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992, and today I have a brand new squad builder for you guys to have a look at. And I have been promising for a long time now, I think over a week, but because of some technical long ass difficulties I've not been able to bring it for you guys. But as you can probably tell by the title of the video and the name of that squad, there's of course going to be the SPL. And we're starting off with the goalkeeper, and this is going to be Fraser Foster, I believe that's his name. And this guy is just an amazing goalkeeper, lads. The amount of times he's made an unbelievable save, it's actually sort of funny. He makes 3 really quick saves here. It just shows you how fast his reactions is. He's 6'7" or something insane like that, so he's always reaching those sort of long shots. He's definitely one of the best goalkeepers I've used in a long time. I think I've had some really bad luck with goalkeepers lately in some squads, but he's definitely been a shining light, which has been an annoyingly dark time in the goalkeeping position. I played about 25 games with this squad, and I've got to be honest, he's never let in one easy shot. The right back is going to be Tom Hateley, I believe that's his first name. And he is just a defensive maestro, lads. He's got high defensive work rate, was something I always look out for. I could have got informed Adam Matthews, but he didn't have high defensive work rate, and when I'm using my right backs, I always like them to have high defensive so they can help the defences out, and that's exactly what he does. And also his dad was a legend, so that's why I had to get him in there. And I did throw in the penalty, I did let him take my penalties, but I believe he only scored 1 goal because I didn't actually miss 3 penalties with him, so he's not exactly the best penalty kick taker. But for a defensive right back, he's definitely your man in the SPL. Moving on to the next centre back, well, I should say the first centre back, and that's going to be Zalauskas. I can never say his freaking name, but this guy is just an absolute tank as well. He's got another player that's got high defensive work rate, but also low attacking work rate. So that means he's never ever going to go past the halfway line. He's always tracking his defenders, and as you saw there, he's brilliant in the air. He did score that goal, and that eventually makes that guy quit, which was quite funny because I had a really overpowered team, and he just stood up and was absolutely devastating in the centre back position. Honestly, I don't know what it is about him, but he reminds me a lot of Vidic. If everyone's a long time subscriber, I really do enjoy Vidic because he's got high defensive work rate and low attacking. That's exactly like this guy. Maybe make a squad builder in the future, combining them two and see what the defensive results are. But his defensive part wasn't really that bad, to be honest. He really did stand up and when needed, and he's chipped in with a few goals as well. He's got a great long shot. I never got a really one in from the long shot positions, but I did actually hit the bar 3 times. For a centre back, that is very good, and also he scores a nice little header there. He's got 75 or 76 pace. I can't really see because the video is rendering it at this moment of time, and that does help out as well because Tom Hateley isn't really the fastest, as I mentioned, but the 3 of them sort of make a centre back free with the way it plays if someone's trying to counter you, because the left back I'll speak about in the next couple of seconds. Here he is, Inzaghi, I think that's pronounced, from Celtic. He's got 80 pace, but he does go forward, lads. He's going to be my first player with high, I think it's high attacking work rate, or maybe medium, maybe double medium. But to be honest, lads, he is phenomenal left back as well. He's so strong. I don't know why. He reminds me a lot of Lee Wallace. If you've ever used Lee Wallace and FIFA 13, he plays exactly like him. He's tall. He's tall in the sense he always wins headers, and he's good and really good for pace wise. Then first CDM is going to be Wanyama, I think that's pronounced, and this guy surprised me so much. I was not happy paying the price I did when I was looking at his card the first time, because I think he's got an up card. And so I wasn't too sure if I was going to pay for that because there was only one, and I think it was like 8 or 9k. But he's probably one of the worth for money cards that actually is, because he's so strong. I've seen him overpower informed David Luiz and Ibrahimovic. He just pushed Ibrahimovic right in his ass. He's just a phenomenal CDM, perfect for there. The right back, the right mid I should say, is going to be James Forrest, and that was a bit of a weird one. I'm going to speak, if you continue watching right to the end, there's going to be some variations of these players, like another CDM and another right mid. And on his day, James Forrest was really good. But as you saw there, it was an unbelievable goal. And he scores a really good one as well, coming up the next few seconds. Great composure. But some games he just completely disappeared and he wasn't playing well. He was very, very inconsistent in the cards, lads. He played good one game and horrible in the next game, which could be very, very frustrating. But when he did play good, he was absolutely amazing. Here's a lovely ball by Johnny Russell, spoiler. And he just cuts that in there, perfectly finished. And that was a very important goal as well, especially that one you saw earlier in the video. So yeah, I'll speak about who a possible replacement for him if you do not like James Forrest and think he is sort of inconsistent like I did. But he's a solid enough player if you're looking for just a quick right mid. He only says 82 pace, but that's a complete lie. He's really, really quick in game, lads. Don't let that 82 pace lie to you. The left mid is going to be no surprise to anyone. That's going to be Mackay-Steven. I'm a massive, massive fan of this guy. I think he's a great player. And I didn't actually score that many spectacular goals with him, even though he has a 5-star skiller. I only chucked in that goal there just so I could speak a little bit more about him. He's got great attacking positioning, lads, and his link-up play with Johnny Russell and just the overall midfield was phenomenal. It doesn't track back, which sort of helps because it gives you more people in attacking areas, and he's got a great curve on his long through ball, which really helped when I'm using my manual passing. So moving on to the informed centre attacking mid, and that's actually going to be a confetti Jamie Murphy. Now a lot of these guys don't actually know he's actually got an inform, but for me he's been very, very solid over the games. He's not really prolific a goal scorer. He doesn't score as many goals as I would like him to, but when he does score, he scores a pretty amazing goal. That one was pretty funny or pretty cheeky. He was trying to pass it around, just sort of trying time waste or something like that. I think he was winning 1-0 maybe, and ended up getting thumped 4-1 because he was trying to pass about and take the piss. But anyway, Jamie Murphy there showing a tremendous amount of shot power, as you saw. He was running so fast there, using his quick acceleration. He's not got great sprint speed, but he has got really good acceleration and just a devastating shot power here. And the upcoming highlight after this one, I think is going to be the actual one where I won Division 1 or a game before. A lot of these guys I posted on Twitter saying I won Division 1, winning every single game with an inform SPL side. A lot of these guys didn't believe me, so here it is. I'm just going to be quiet.
Beaten his man, and here's the shot. They score. It's very good play, and it's shown on the scoreline. They are pulling away from this division.
Yeah, it was a really well taken goal, and this is a team that looks like it's heading in only.
So as I did say, lads, there you go, there's the proof backed up. That was the goal that sort of set me on the way to win Division 1. I think I won one more game after that, and that was a clean sweep using this exact squad. Now the next player is going to be informed Johnny Russell, and I know every single person knows about his pace, so that's why I'm only going to throw in one highlight showing his devastating pace, because really, lads, his pace is so insane, especially if you add his horrible ball control. He's just so hard to tackle or stop because his ball control is so bad. He's really hard to contain, and defenders really struggle to play against him. But it can be frustrating sometimes because his right foot isn't great, lads, got to be honest. It's pretty poor, but he is really good in the air, so that sort of makes up. So he's got a strong left foot. I think he's got like 94 shot power or something like that, and 95 or 94 jumping. As you saw, they out-jumped Derry to win the ball, and that was an important goal as well. So his left foot is great, his header's great, his pace is devastating, his ball control's horrible, and his right foot's horrible. So is he worth around 250 coins, 50k, what he's going for right now? Not really. I bought mine for 200k and I thought that was sort of okay. But for 250 onwards, I wouldn't really say he was worth it because his right foot can be very frustrating. But there you go, chucking in a free kick as well, because I know these guys like seeing some free kick goals. And that's just highlighting how much his shot power is devastating. Just straight down the middle, the goalkeeper couldn't save it. Then the next striker is not going to be Gary Hooper. He's not going to be my starting 11 for the best 11 of the SPL. This is going to be this guy, and I have absolutely no idea who he was before trying him out in FIFA, and now I've done it, I've actually went and bought him in Football Manager, and he's devastating. And I've also been watching videos on YouTube because he's just so good, lads. He's got great pace, great ball control, great just everything. He's by far better. I'd happily pay 250 onwards for this guy, lads, and that's the truth. So if I had a choice between inform Johnny Russell, inform Hooper, or this guy, I'd definitely take him. And also he looks identical to Bane. If you saw his picture, his hair and everything is just sort of perfect for it, and he just scores so many goals. It doesn't matter. This was one, I think this is a nice, yeah, this is the header. Look at the amount of power he actually generates from a standing header, which was put right in the bottom corner. He's got great, just great overall, perfect. I think he only cost me like 250 coins as well, so I was absolutely devastating. And also, I've got to just throw in a Bane sound, stuff it. There you go, lads.
I was asking
These guys asked me, I put on Twitter I was going to make a video about Bane, and he's wanted to hear some Bane voices, so there you go. And just pick this guy up, lads. Even if you've not got an SPL side and you need an impact substitute, this is exactly the type he could be in. He just changes games. His long shot is brilliant. His ball control is great, as I said, and he can finish with either foot. Definitely shows up at informed Johnny Russell showing his weaknesses. Now, a couple of the squad rotation players I can show there was Sean Hutchison. I think that's from Motherwell, and he's a good centre back as well. Doesn't really make any mistakes. Defends well. Right back is of course Matthews. I was going to get the inform, but the guy was sort of price fixing him after that. After I saw he was high attacking, and here's Samaras. Wow, I scored that goal with Samaras, lads. Samaras. Wow, even the wind. Did you hear the wind there? Jeez, even God can't believe Samaras scored that goal. That goal was insane. And Samaras didn't play that many games because, of course, that's mackay-steven's slot. But he is very, very good, lads, if you want to pick him up. I think it only costs like 1k or something if you can't afford mackay-steven. Definitely pick up Samaras and he will definitely show you. Now here's Chris Humphrey. I did talk about a little bit who I swapped around with James Forrest, and he didn't score many goals. I think that was actually the only goal he's ever scored for me. He doesn't score a lot of goals, but when he does, he's just so consistent. He beat players, he can set up players, he's got a great cross on him. And that's where he shines a little bit from James Forrest. And here's Michael Higdon as well. He's very good. He didn't play that many games for me. I think he finished with 6 games and 4 goals, which was included a hat-trick in his last game. And here's informed Gary Hooper, lads. I know these guys are very interested in AC. And I just sort of hit and miss time with Hooper. Sometimes they do something like that, which would blow me away. I'd bring him on. I think I'd actually take off Jamie Murphy and put I think Johnny Russell in centre attacking mid and have him and Bane up front. And sometimes you do this as well. In the 33rd minute, it equalised in the last couple of minutes. I think this was the Division 1. Yeah, this is actually the game, I think, when I ended up winning Division 1 with that last game I spoke about earlier. And that's how I won it, lads, with a Gary Hooper goal like that, straight from the corner, straight from the kick-off, which was pretty insane. But he is very inconsistent, a lot like James Forrest. Some games he's brilliant, he's strong, he's quick. Other games he's absolutely horrendous for me, and that's why Bane gets to sort of nod over him. But sometimes he can finish like that. So if you're a big Celtic fan or you're needing a backup striker for your English league, English nation squad, give Gary Hooper a chance. He's only 20k and he's very, very good on his day. The couple of next players, as you can see there, Scott Brown, fantastic player as well. I bring him on as a substitute. Sometimes I don't know why he's in the reserve. Maybe it was just the sort of, maybe his fitness was low or something like that. He's fantastic, but Wanyama just has a bit more height and sort of more dominant that way. Stokesy as well scored a pretty nice goal. He didn't play that many games. He's got 4-star skill moves, I think that is. Yeah, it is. I tried to do a pass here, sort of failed, but I'm using manual passing. Give me a break, lads. There's some nice work here with Jamie Murphy again. Slides it through, and look at that for a first time finish from Anthony Stokes. Pretty nice goal. And I think this is actually going to be the first time I've ever made an SPL side without a Rangers player, and it did seem sort of weird. But of course they're not in there now, lads, so hopefully these guys from different countries ask me why there's no Rangers players, because they do not play in the SPL anymore. And that's actually the end of this highlight. I think I actually get a message from this guy as well, just like in the earlier video. One quick thing when using an SPL side, you will get called a Mickey Mouse League, and SPL ain't shiz. All that, all the time, whenever you beat anyone, they will destroy. And that's why I've actually put my name as the Mickey Mouse, because that's how many times I got called the Mickey Mouse League, because I was beating people and they were just raging. So this is probably the ultimate 11. I'd say I'm actually going to just throw Wanyama in there. If you want the best possible team for most consistent, this is going to be the team. That exact team right there, lads, is the 11 I would recommend if you can't get anyone else. But on his day, James Forrest can play a good role over Humphrey sometimes, but he's very inconsistent, and that's going to be the team, lads. The price of the squad was between 300 to 350k depending on Russell's price. Best player is going to be Bane. The honourable mentions is going to be